voice that spanned the gap, a love story, rooted in London's heart. London is a city of endless stories. Its streets hum with the cadence of millions of lives intersecting, each with its unique rhythm. Yet amidst the constant shuffle of feet and the clamor of trains rushing through tunnels, there exists a love story that stands out for its quiet beauty and emotional resonance. This is the tale of Margaret McCallum and her husband Oswald Lawrence. A story of love, loss, and an enduring connection forged in the heart of the London Underground. Meeting Oswald, a love born in the bustle of London. Margaret McCallum, a kind and compassionate medical doctor, met Oswald Lawrence in the 1990s. Oswald, a man of remarkable charm and presence, was a former actor whose deep, resonant voice was as captivating as his personality. Their meeting was serendipitous, the kind of encounter that feels plucked from a romance novel. Oswald's warmth and charisma were palpable traits that complemented Margaret's gentle strength and intelligence. Together they formed a partnership built on mutual respect, laughter, and an unwavering bond. The couple thrived in London, a city they both adored. They explored its vibrant markets, strolled along the Thames, and shared countless cups of tea while planning their future. Unbeknownst to Margaret, Oswald's voice was not just her private treasure but a gift shared with millions of Londoners. Years earlier, Oswald had lent his velvety baritone to a series of voiceover projects, one of which was destined to become part of the fabric of London's daily life. A voice that became iconic. Mind the gap. Oswald's voice would calmly intone a phrase that echoed through the corridors of the London Underground. Recorded for the Northern Line, his announcement became a staple of city commuting. While Margaret and Oswald went about their lives, millions of passengers heard his voice each day, guiding them safely across train platforms. To Margaret, it was just another aspect of her husband's multifaceted life. She marveled at the way Oswald's talents enriched not just her world, but that of so many strangers. She could never have predicted how significant those three simple words would become in her life: loss and the echoes of love. In 2007, Margaret's life was irreparably changed. Oswald passed away, leaving her heartbroken. Grief, with its unpredictable waves, consumed her days. The world seemed quieter, her laughter more infrequent, her steps a little slower, and yet amidst the silence, there was a beacon of comfort, the sound of Oswald's voice. Margaret found herself drawn to the Northern Line, particularly to Embankment Station, where his iconic Mind Gap announcement still played. Those words, so ordinary to others, were a lifeline for Margaret. She began visiting the station regularly, not out of necessity but for solace. Each trip felt like a brief reunion. In the hum of commuters and the rumble of trains, she found a moment of stillness, a connection to the man she had loved so deeply. The day his voice went silent. In 2012, something changed. One day, as Margaret stood on the platform, the familiar cadence of Oswald's voice was gone. Replaced by a modern digitized recording, the announcement felt cold and impersonal. For Margaret, it was as if she had lost Oswald all over again. Heartbroken but determined, she reached out to Transport for London, TfL. She explained her story, sharing how Oswald's voice had been a source of comfort in the years since his passing. Her heartfelt plea touched the hearts of those at TfL. They realized that this was not merely a request but a testament to the profound impact small, seemingly mundane details can have on people's lives. Restoring a legacy. TfL's response was extraordinary. They reinstated Oswald's voice at Embankment Station, ensuring Margaret could continue to hear his words in the place that had become her sanctuary. But they didn't stop there. In a gesture of immense kindness, they provided her with a CD of Oswald's recordings. Now, no matter where she was, Margaret could hear his voice whenever she needed to feel close to him. The story quickly gained public attention. People were moved by the idea that something as ordinary as a subway announcement could carry such profound emotional weight. Oswald's voice, once a routine part of the daily commute, was now a symbol of enduring love, a voice that bridges the gap. Margaret's story resonated far beyond London. It reminded the world of the importance of memory and the unexpected ways we hold on to those we've lost. For Margaret, the sound of Oswald's voice was more than a recording. It was a lifeline, a way to keep his spirit alive. Mind the Gap became a phrase rich with meaning. To the millions of commuters who heard it each day, it was a practical reminder. But for those who knew Margaret's story, it symbolized a love that transcended time and space. Universal themes in an intimate tale. Margaret McCallum's journey is at its core a universal one. Her devotion to Oswald and her determination to preserve his memory highlight the resilience of the human spirit. We all have objects, sounds, or places that tether us to those we've lost. For some, it's the smell of a favorite dish or the lyrics of a cherished song. For Margaret, it was the echo of a voice in a bustling subway station. This story also underscores the power of small gestures. TfL's decision to restore Oswald's announcement shows how acts of kindness can ripple outward, touching lives in ways we might never expect. It's a reminder that even in an era of rapid technological advancement, there is value in preserving the personal and the meaningful, a journey that continues. Today, if you find yourself at Embankment Station, take a moment to listen. Amidst the hustle and bustle, you might hear Oswald Lawrence's voice calmly reminding passengers to mind the gap. It's a simple phrase, yet it carries with it a legacy of love and remembrance. Margaret's story is a testament to the enduring nature of love. It reminds us that even in the busiest, most impersonal places, human connection can flourish. And it's a beautiful illustration of how the everyday can become extraordinary when seen through the lens of memory. So the next time you are rushing through a subway station or pausing to catch your breath, remember Margaret and Oswald. Their story, though deeply personal, belongs to all of us. It's a reminder that love leaves an indelible mark, one that echoes long after the trains have departed and the platforms have cleared.